And welcome everybody to the session about enabling the autonomous digital enterprise with AI-optimized ITSM. I'm Peter Adams, Senior Director of Product Management, and my team's focus is squarely on ITSM, and I'm super excited to share with you today some of the updates, recent enhancements that we did, as well as some of the roadmap information. So let's get going. One quick housekeeping item here, because we talk about the roadmap. We wanted to let you know this quick legal notice here. Roadmap obviously are subject to change, as things are in the future. I just wanted to point that out, as some of the information in the second half includes roadmap information. So it's clear that right now, many IT organizations have, mainly the pandemic in mind. It clearly has an influence and changed in many ways how IT organizations are working these days and how they support the employees, right? But if you think about it, many of the trends who have been accelerated through the pandemic have even been visible before. And if you look at this slide here, there's clearly trends that by 2025, a lot of companies, through the competitive pressure, have to become, digital enterprises. This is commonly referred to as digital transformation. Many companies will have to deploy software on a frequent basis following Agile and DevOps principles. Most companies will use cloud infrastructure as well as cloud applications or otherwise external code. And in general, development becomes much more important. Again, these are not necessarily new trends, but they're certainly accelerated. And that clearly brings up the question, what does an ITSM solution have to look like to make companies successful in this quest for innovation? Do I have the right tool? So what I want to talk about in the next 35 to 40 minutes is really, how BMC's ITSM solution enable this move towards becoming an autonomous digital enterprise. Autonomous digital enterprise, ADE, as you know, is BMC's vision and blueprint of how successful companies will operate and what they need to focus on from a technical perspective. Again, the circle at the outside, at the edge here, are what we call tech enablers. And it's clear that an ITSM solution, our ITSM solution, will be extremely helpful in supporting these technical capabilities, whether it's automation, enterprise DevOps, decision-making. We're both supporting companies evolving in these areas, as well as we're leveraging that for our ITSM solution ourselves. And so, again, for my presentation, I want to structure both the innovation that we've recently introduced, as well as the roadmap lines here. Again, customer experience, DevOps, automation, and data-driven process optimization and decision-making. I'll leave the security portion out here. That is actually something that we're supporting as well, with a fairly recent introduction around security incident management. But I wanted to mainly focus on these 4 points here. Okay, so let's get going. Now, on the customer experience side, and that includes both internal customers, employees, or external ones, our ITSM solution covers this through both a standard, self-service portal with our digital workplace component, right, as well as industry-leading chatbot capability. Overall, we have a clear set of differentiators here compared to other ITSM solutions in the market, whether it's our omni-channel support across web, mobile, social, cognitive, embedded. There's a variety of factors how end users can engage with the service provider, with the IT organization, right? Whether it's this unified service catalog that does not span only internal system, but also external system, whether it's going beyond IT, touching also other shared services like HR, facilities, and many more, or whether it's this device and automation agnostic capabilities that we have, so that you can pick the technology of your choice in order to enable these self-service capabilities. Again, this solution has been ranked as #1 from a digital workplace usage perspective by Gartner. And I want to share a little bit of what we're doing to, or what we have done to further enhance the solution in this area. #1, we continue to give customers more control over how they configure the experience for the customer. In this case, we're introducing great new capabilities around notifications, giving customers a choice, how they can enable these notifications also through different channels, whether it's email, push notification, in-app notification. Again, it's all about the end user's choice of enabling and getting these notifications in the way that they want to do. So that gives you a better option to configure and tailor these notification experience to your specific needs. The second enhancement that we are introducing here as part of our latest release, 2008, is an integration with Google Analytics and Mixpanel, analyzing the user journey in the tool, understanding what they click, what the experience is, how long they take, where they go, is extremely important to be able to optimize the experience in any solution, let alone certainly a self-service solution, right? So through these integrations, we enable you to analyze and optimize the experience for your customers. And you can also share that with BMC support so that we can give you a better support experience. Both of that is possible. So very excited to see this new capability as part of our solution. And then last but not least, I wanted to talk a little bit about our chatbot capability. Again, that already today offers clearly a superior experience for many users, providing a conversational experience supported by AI capabilities like translation, tone analysis, text summarization. There's a number of unique differentiators here in our solution. One thing that we're introducing now with our latest release is an integration with our cloud cost control solution. So here you are, when you're interacting with the chatbot, not only able to submit a request or look at knowledge, but you're able to see, where you are in terms of your cloud budget. You're able to make decisions and understand, what impact these decisions have on your overall cloud budget, and the system will make suggestions on how you can further optimize the cloud spending in your environment. So great value, again, all in a conversational experience enabled through the chatbot. It also shows that we go certainly beyond just the regular employee when it comes to this chatbot interaction model, right? We support multiple different personas by now, not just an employee requesting things from the IT organization, requesting help, but also, service desk agents can leverage this chatbot, or in this case, anybody who has to manage cloud budget, basically. I want to switch over a little bit towards the experience on the IT user side. Here we're very excited to announce a new capability that we're introducing in this 2008 release. And that's a more flexible ITSM user experience. Now, this is based on the industry-leading formless experience that we introduced for our ITSM solution a while ago. But we are switching here over to progressive web app as a technology that can be leveraged for both browser and mobile access. And that simplifies the deployment quite a bit when you want to roll out mobile capabilities to your user interface. But the biggest value really here is that it enables you to very easily tailor the solution without coding, tailor the user experience in a very, very flexible way without any coding. And the entire exercise is extremely optimized for reconciliation. So when you're tailoring the solution, you don't have to go in and do JavaScript coding, which later on creates a lot of issues around reconciliation. You can do this with a no-code approach, which is extremely flexible later on when it comes to reconciliation, right? And it includes also coverage for custom applications. So we're super exciting about this new generation of ITSM user experience that we're starting to roll out here with our 2008 release. Now, a few other things that we're introducing here as part of our IT user experience enhancements. One of these elements is our new integration between our live chat capability that we've been offering for quite a while. Basically as augmentation to our chatbot capability, you can support employees in the company using a live chat approach here. But what we're introducing here is a new integration of this live chat capability with our client management system so that you can generate remote control sessions through the live chat interaction. Obviously, when in a live chat session, it turns out that the service desk agent needs to take control over the user's desktop and look at certain information, trigger certain actions there. They can do this directly without having to jump to different tools. They can do this directly out of the live chat interaction, which helps with resolving issues faster in a more convenient way for the service desk agents. Now I want to switch over to the second topic here. We talked a lot about customer and employee experience so far, but as I stated, the ITSM solution really enables the success around all these tech enablers. And the next topic I want to talk about briefly is around our support for enterprise DevOps. Now, a lot of people think that ITSM and DevOps are somewhat mutually exclusive, but BMC's position here is really that good ITSM practices will only enable the success for DevOps activities in different product teams. Ultimately, the goal for these DevOps teams are to deliver faster innovation at high quality. And there are 4 ways how an ITSM solution can help the success of this DevOps activity. So first of all, the ITSM solution can enable a faster delivery of supporting IT services. For example, if you need, infrastructure for development purposes, et cetera, a self-service and highly automated provisioning capability will only enable the dev team to deliver this and get this in a faster way. But it extends beyond just making requests. The ITSM solution has unique insights that are of value to these development teams. For example, as part of our discovery capabilities, we have a unique insight into the real-life production environment that is out there, and that's certainly of help for any development team to know what is actually out there deployed. How does the real environment look like? How do the connections look like? So again, the ITSM solution can enable the success by providing unique services as well as insights to these DevOps teams, right? And also it can take over, certain activities from the development teams that are sometimes considered overhead or non-essential. For example, how do I, support customers? How do I enable monitoring? How do I do compliance audits? Many development teams want to focus on building out innovative new capabilities. And yes, these things are important. They're acknowledged by the product teams and they have to take care of it. But in many areas, they are the overhead and the cost you pay on delivering solutions. So, by taking these things over into a shared ITSM solution and into a shared organization, it enables development teams to be faster. So that's clearly something that ITSM enables, right? Thirdly, we enable high velocity of changes with high quality, I should say, by enabling integration with DevOps tools like Jira or Azure DevOps or your tool of choice. And the system is really able to then determine which of these changes or deployments require an approval and which can go through without any overhead, right? So on the one hand, you're ensuring that you're adhering to any kind of audit and compliance rules around these deployments and changes, right? On the other hand, the system is intelligent enough to only generate approvals when it's absolutely necessary through our intelligent risk analysis capabilities, right? And last but not least, all our capabilities in the ITSM solutions are DevOps friendly, aligning basically with the philosophy of DevOps. For example, swarming as an approach to organizing the service desk is very well aligned with some of the DevOps philosophy. And also on the technical side, fully REST API enabled, so they can integrate the solution fully into your DevOps tool chain, et cetera. So again, perfect fit to enable the success of ITSM solution. And we have over time rolled out a lot of capabilities to ensure that. One thing I wanted to emphasize is that this is also reflected in the recent ITIL 4 certification that we got from Pink Verify. BMC here is really the first vendor that got certified in this area. And ITIL 4, as you know, is much more aligned with these DevOps principles. So it's a good proof point that we're really here the leading vendor in this area. Now moving on to the third topic here, and that is hyper-automation, as I called it, just to emphasize, automation has long been a topic and a mantra of BMC when it comes to IT service management. I've been working in the service desk area for a long while, more than 10 years at BMC, and automation and standardization has always been a key topic for us, right? What is changing right now, most recently, is that there's a lot more interesting automation technology available that allows you to push the limits further around automation. And that's why it's super excited for me to share that we are offering, again, full-fledged integration with robotic process automation tools like Automation Anywhere. Again, this is just one of many choices that you have. In general, we are automation technology agnostic, and you can leverage this not just for request fulfillment. By now, again, you can address this a number of use cases from an ITSM perspective through automation in the solution here. And then also what's important, it's not just being able to integrate this automation technology into the ITSM solution, but also helping companies organize their automation initiative. And the way how we do this is we basically measure what activity in the ITSM system is automated. We can show this back to the stakeholders. You can see how you're progressing in terms of automating activities that are going through the ITSM system. And you can also see how successful this automation is, right? How many failures you get, etc. So again, it's not just about being able to integrate automation in these ITSM flows, whether it's a request or a standard change or many other things, right? But also to see and organize this initiative in terms of seeing the progress, understanding what is the next activity that can be automated, those kind of things you get from our ITSM solution. And then the last topic around integration is that automation very much includes also integration with external systems. And again, very happy to mention here our new BMC Helix integration platform, market-leading iPaaS solution based on the Jitterbit technology. And this really enables you to immediately have access to an extremely wide range of pre-integrated solutions. And again, that allows you to extend these automation capabilities also to a number of these third-party solutions. We continue to work with Jitterbit to expand this this area of integration. Now let me move on to the last topic here, and that is data-driven decision-making here. One very exciting news I want to share here is that we are now allowing you to purchase a new exciting IT analytics solution for BMC Helix from BMC. And this is again brought to you in collaboration with our partner Digital.ai. Some of you may know the solution under the name Numerify. This again is an industry-leading solution for true IT analytics, basically taking data in from multiple sources, whether it's ITSM system, whether it's development systems, corporate systems, financial systems, variety of systems, and then providing key strategic insights that are very, leadership oriented, right? Whether it's, how do you optimize processes, how you control the organizational performance, compliance, risk, cost. Again, clearly a number of extremely valuable analytical capabilities, also again in AI enabled, that are accessible to you, again looking at a number of data sources across the enterprise. So again, a very established set of capabilities, as I said, market leading. But the news here is that you can get the solution now from BMC, and so if you're interested in a full IT analytics solution, you can talk now to your BMC contacts, and that is available very soon, right? Now moving on here, again, we talked on the one hand about IT analytics, but there's also exciting news that is more, individual product specific. As you know, aside from this general IT analytics solution, we have a number of in-app analytics capability, as I said, in support for data-driven decision-making. One point of news that I want to share here is that we have a new live chat monitoring console that allows you to analyze the activity around live chat interactions between service desk and customers. So this again allows you to monitor metrics like the average time an agent spends on a chat session, the time, how long a new chat request sits in the queue before it was accepted, a number of key performance metrics. And that really gives you the data at hand to further optimize the interaction around live chat that, again, draws a lot of interest from customers. Right? Now, again, we looked at all of these four areas where I said, that ITSM enables really the success of the move towards an autonomous digital enterprise. I do want to emphasize one more point before I move on to the roadmap. All of these leading service management capabilities are also available for non-IT services, and we have a dedicated solution in that area called business workflows that is really optimized for the use cases that are covered in other shared services like HR or facilities or procurement. So on the one hand, it is based on the great experience that BMC has around IT service management. On the other hand, it implements the specific needs of a non-IT solution, whether it's the need to be able to tailor workflow without coding for different organizations differently, able to handle documents, encryption and privacy is of course extremely important in the HR case. So a number of very specific capabilities that are optimized for these non-IT shared services. One example that we are introducing with our 2008 release here is, for example, an integration with DocuSign from an e-signature perspective. So you can make that part of your business process of handling an HR request, for example. You can introduce such a process step that requires a specific e-signature. Again, this is just one example of many things that are optimized for HR or facilities interactions, etc. Now I want to move over to the roadmap here. You saw that BMC has continued to release a number of great capabilities in this 2008 release cycle in support, again, of the key technical enablers of the autonomous digital enterprise. But we have more exciting things in the roadmap here, which I wanted to give you a quick glimpse into. This is by no means, comprehensive. I just wanted to, point to some key highlights here of things that are currently in work here at BMC. So first, around the end user experience. Here we are looking at an evolution of what we have with our chatbot and digital workplace capability towards a true digital assistant. A digital assistant not just sits there and waits until somebody enters something in the chatbot or goes to the self-service portal. A digital assistant is really omnipresent and kind of proactively engages the user if the backend systems detect something about the user services or the local systems, etc. It also expands the concept of a self-service solution by being able to not just handle issues or requests or looking at knowledge articles towards true business automation. So what we're delivering here is an extensible framework that goes beyond the typical self-service interaction and really enables a true business automation beyond just, again, submitting issues against ITE. So very exciting work that is currently underway at BMC, and you'll see a lot more about this great new capabilities in the future here. Also, I wanted to point out that we are working and very close in delivering exciting new capabilities around Agile service management, specifically a new capability around Kanban boards for both the IT service management as well as the non-IT service management with business workflows, and also looking at more agile project management in this area, again collaboratively with our partner Fusion here in this area specifically. On the ITSM side, we continue to look at ways to better enable companies that are following DevOps and Agile to organize their ITSM practices in a way that they're very aligned with again, the DevOps philosophy. I mentioned before that swarming is clearly a support mechanism and a way to organize the support that is more aligned with a collaborative approach of DevOps and Agile, right? And we continue to build out our capabilities in this area for better results around support and around major incident management. We already have today a great collaboration capability in MS Teams. We're planning to build this out further, supporting other channels like Slack, for example, and then also increasing this collaboration or in-app collaboration, chat ops type collaboration towards other interactions, whether it's on the ITSM or ITOM side. Both of those are targets that we're looking at, expanding the kind of actions you can drive from within the collaboration tool. Now, we talked a lot in the past about our cognitive capabilities, for example, our chatbot or our machine learning capabilities that we've integrated into our ITSM solution. We are working right now on a very exciting new capabilities that really leverages advanced AI analytics to detect clusters of similar incidents, even if they are registered in slightly different ways. For example, when users enter a description or a summary of the incident in free text and are using slightly different description, these advanced algorithms are still able to understand which of these incidents are ultimately related and describe a similar situation. And we are leveraging this for two use cases in the future here. One is around proactive problem management, where we're looking at a certain time range, 3 months, 6 months. It really depends on how frequently you want to do such an exercise, and help you understand what are the clusters of incidents that have happened over this period of time, and which ones are the most interesting ones, because it's not just the number of incidents that are really relevant here. In the end, you want to optimize, the amount of work that you want to remove by removing. So it's not just about the number of incidents, also about the effort and other parameters here. So this solution again identifies these most promising, most valuable clusters, and then you're able to drive the corresponding problem management process and ultimately remove the root cause, so that in the future you won't see these incidents anymore, and you have more capacity for innovation. Right? So that's one use case. The other use case where we're using this for is around incident correlation. Here it's more about real-time analysis of incoming incidents, understanding which ones are really related, and describe ultimately the same acute situation that's happening right now, and then basically allowing people to register and say, yeah, I have the same problem. So instead of submitting multiple incidents, for example, by end users, the system really enables service desk organizations to simplify this entire process, whether it's enabling the end users to basically say, yes, I have the same issue, and I just click and basically do a +1, so to speak, for an existing incident, or whether it's for the agents who later on then can basically mark certain incidents as duplicate. The entire interactions will be supported and optimized. And also we want to give you an insight into a heat map that really describes what topics are currently hot in the environment, which ones are emerging situations, so that they can even more proactively react to them. Now, again, we talked a lot about data-driven decision-making before, and again, I've released a number of new capabilities in that area in our 2008 release. But one thing that we are working on top of that is really a further improved persona-based dashboard that allows you to do deeper analytics across a number of ITSM and ITOM activities, right? We have very good analytical capabilities today that really focus on, how can you optimize ITSM, how can you optimize self-service interactions, et cetera, et cetera. What we're doing here is really expanding that to cross-domain type reporting, going, from Chatbot to a service catalog to a backend system, and even ITOM, bringing all those things together in a Grafana-based dashboard. Grafana is really becoming more or less the industry standard, and enabling you a best-in-class experience to understand these connections across different activity in the ITOM and ITSM area. Last but not least, I want to share an exciting new capability that we're planning to address here, which we call dynamic service management. This is really our next generation configuration store based on the latest and greatest technology, an extremely flexible and extremely scalable new component that allows you to understand, based on our discovery capabilities, the connection between different elements in the environment, whether it's cloud-based or physical infrastructure in your data center, but not just understanding the relationships of the CIs amongst each other and how they contribute to service, but also understanding the different metrics that relate to these CIs and the service, and that includes metrics that can be ingested from the outside. Also, this new component is extremely flexible from a modeling perspective, so it really enables a flexible modeling of technology, from the app to the network, including IoT capabilities, et cetera, et cetera. So extremely flexible data model. And last but not least, we deliver a rich set of visualizations. Some of them you see here on the screenshot with this component. This is really, further cementing our leadership in the configuration management area. BMC has always had the lead here. We're proactively, further pushing the boundary here around best-in-class configuration management at extreme scale, at extreme flexibility that can be leveraged for ITSM, for ITOM capabilities and many other capabilities. So with that, I'm at the end of my presentation here. Just to summarize it, BMC Helix ITSM is really suited to help you being successful in your journey towards an autonomous digital enterprise. We support a variety of capabilities that basically help you be successful with these tech enablers, whether it's hyper automation, whether it's enterprise DevOps, whether it's delivering a good customer experience, whether it's making good data-driven decisions. These completely resonate with our BMC Helix ITSM solution. That's why we really have a leading ITSM capabilities in the market. BMC Helix really the best solution to give you these pervasive insights and pervasive intelligence to make you look ahead, to make you see around corners and make good decisions. And again, this is our single platform that helps you cover areas across all ITSM and ITOM disciplines, not just ITSM, right? So this covers discovery, service, monitoring, root cause, remediation, and optimization. BMC is the only vendor who can really deliver this breadth of capabilities here. And ultimately, again, the solution helps you build a transcendent experience for your customers, but also for your internal employees and internal IT users. With that, I very much like to thank you for your interest. Great that you could join today. If you have any questions, please contact your BMC contact or your partner contact. We'll be happy to share more information with you about our ITSM solutions, about our leading capabilities. And with that, thank you. And